All right, everyone. Welcome to the Essential Credentials Podcast, episode 24. Shout out to Kobe. And today, Greg. What's up, Greg?
Big ballin'. What's up, everybody?
And I are super pumped because we are here to decide on the number one top base card design from the 90s. And we thought, hey, what a better way to do that than to have not two, but three of our buddies join us. So first off, we've got a returning guest, who Nate.
85 401 here.
Dude, I love it. I love the intro. We've also got on the far side returning guest Tanner Jones.
Yes, what's up? This is Tanner from TanmanBaseballFan.com.
Hey, we got to have you do our intro, man. You got that voice. And then welcome back to the show. He's taken a bit of a hiatus. We've drugged him back in, kicking and screaming, but the man himself, Alan, is here.
Big dog.
Just when I thought I was out, they pull me back in.
That's right, man. Happy to have the three of you here, our first five-man crew. We're all really excited, and I came up with this idea of, okay, if we're going to vote on the best base card, we could all just say what we think is the best one, right? Yeah, sure, that would be okay. And then we'd be done in 5 minutes. But I thought, how much fun would it be to create a bracket and decide upon this? And that's exactly what we did. We came up with a bracket, and we threw our top 24 base card designs into a bracket. And we're just going to vote the bracket down, and we're going to update you on the bracket as we go. So I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited about this.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I love base cards.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know by everyone around that you love base cards.
That's right. I mean, I thought, that's collecting on a budget, dude. You go in to check out my cards and you just pick up all the base cards you don't have, and you've only spent like $20, man. That's where it's at.
I can't tell you how many times I've been on COMC, and it's just been such a low price. You're like, you know what? I got to get it.
He just won't stop talking about base cards. It's just getting crazy.
It does get a bit old, But, hey, before I show the bracket to the world and you guys can screenshot it, I do want to say that if we all think back to our childhoods, man, I look at my base card binder here, and I was just telling my dad this the other day. This is where I started, man. Like, I used to look at my binder with 8 base cards of Joey Cora. I got 8 cards my first time, and I looked at it over and over and over again. And base cards was all I had the chance of having when I was a kid. So I think we all have a deep appreciation for base cards themselves. I mean, can everybody relate to that in a way?
I would say
Absolutely.
Anybody who's opened packs has pulled the base card of their player and been excited. And that right there is where it all really starts, pulling a base card of your player and being excited about it. So I completely agree. It starts with base cards, and we slowly move our way up to the rare 90s stuff.
That's right.
Yeah, I have to co-sign on that too. Just as a new collector, I didn't open most of the products that we're going to be looking at today, but there are a couple, and that in the early 90s, sort of in the first half of the 90s, that I got to either open or see somebody open, and they stuck with me. So I don't know if I can be objective for those sets that I have connection with. They kind of tipped my vote in that favor.
Well, I think that's why we have 5 people, because we're each going to have our own little biases. But I think 5 people is a good podcast, a good group of guys where we can, if one person feels a certain way, we can still all have some kind of objective feel to it.
Yeah. I want y'all to take a look at this here. 1991 Donruss, okay? So, y'all, this is what I grew up with. Like, I've probably opened more of these boxes as a kid than any other box before. And what was I chasing? A 91 Donruss All-Star Canseco? It's a penny card. There were 3 million of them made, but it was so exciting to be able to get something like that.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
What about you, Nate?
I just remember, like, when I was a kid opening packs, that's all there was base cards. So when you pulled your favorite player, that was money. That was like gold. Like for me, one of my favorite players was Ricky Henderson as a kid. And when I saw that, the Ricky Henderson, some of my favorite cards are cards from my childhood that are base cards. And as far as like the 90s, there was so much variety when you opened a pack and you're looking for your favorite player. I mean, for me, like in the late 90s is when I got back into it. I was looking for McGuire. You know, I was fired up when I got a McGuire.
Oh yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah, man. I mean, my favorite card in my collection is with all my expensive A-Rods, and it's a base card of Joey Cora. So, you know, that's
You know, I remember taking my binder to my friend's house. He was a Griffey collector. I was a Frank collector. And we were trading base cards, you know, Frank for Griffey. And so it was just base cards were awesome because you'd look at Beckett and a base card of Frank and Griffey would be $4 or $5. So, I mean, it had value. You know, Beckett said it had value at least. So you were trading these cards and they looked awesome. The photography, the designs, like I think we can all speak that the 90s were pretty freaking awesome with their designs.
They had some wonderful base cards. Yeah. And it's, you know, obviously it's all the competition within the companies trying to one-up one another and for collectors to have interest in their base cards. And there are cool base cards in every budget within the 90s category, which makes it fun as well.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely. Well, I think the coolest thing here, too, is that there's like different levels of collectors here. You know, a lot of us kind of collected as kids, but you know, Alan, you're kind of the newest into coming back to the 90s. And that's why, you know, I was pretty adamant to Greg about getting you on here because you have a fresher take on some of these cards, whereas, you know, a lot of us have been looking at these cards for many, many years, you know. So it's going to be really cool to have that in the podcast as well. Somebody that's got a fresh take on it.
It's true. I seen some of these cards for the first time to prepare for this episode. Some of these base cards I'd actually never seen before. I think it really helped for me to go on YouTube and watch some of these packs getting opened because I actually think that feeds into the experience of a base card. You hear them describe how thick the cardstock is, or in the situation of one of the sets we're going to be looking at, it's one card per pack. That kind of makes the base card more special. The fact that I know that it came from that kind of experience. So some of these that we're going to be looking at live could be pretty much the first time I've seen some of these cards.
Cool.
Wow, that's cool.
I'm just going to be staring at your face with delight. You know, like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
That's right, man.
Those 96 SPX, one card per pack were brutal. I remember going to my card shop and buying like 2 packs for $12.
Wow.
And you'd get like nobody, and you're like, well, look at my nobody. It's super cool.
Yeah, well, that's the thing, though. I mean, I think when you look at these cards, we're looking at obviously just the base, just the design of the card. But even if you do get a nobody from one of these sets, does the design make up for the fact that the player isn't worth anything or isn't, you know, highly sought after? You know, because that can kind of change it. You know, for me, I looked at that. Before I show the bracket, though, like let's go through real quick. What did everybody think about as they were voting on these? I mean, did they think about, you know, how the cards are to you as soon as you see them for the first time? Did you think about, you know, collecting these certain sets as a kid? Like, what helped you decide as you were going through the bracket?
Well, I guess I'll start it. I'll say it's hard not to have some nostalgic value. So there are certain sets that I have special feelings for different reasons. And that good feeling, quote unquote, plays a factor in my voting. So that's what I rely on you guys for, is I'm going to be biased in a certain way that you guys might not feel the same. So that's kind of what I'm relying on. But when I looked at this bracket, I kind of thought about the base cards and like, how often do I look at them? Is there something unique about them that makes me want to look at them more? Is there something that they started? Is it the first thing in a line of sets that makes it unique in the overall design? So I took several factors and I combined them all. And obviously we all have feelings towards certain sets, so that kind of played a part as well. But I tried to just take an overall grasp, like almost a 5-point system on each base card, and then moved up through the bracket from there.
Cool. How about you, Nate? You want to go next?
Well, I put a way less thought into it than Greg did. Like for me, it just like when I just look at the card and I know, the way the brackets are broke down, which card I like the best. And, like when we were coming up with suggestions for cards to put in the bracket, my thought process was, is this an original card, a different technology, or a new technology? Is it the first year of this technology? And like how relevant was the set and stuff like that. So those are kind of the things that I was thinking about. But as far as filling out the bracket, I just went with what card really popped in my brain better. What design I like better.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. What about you, Tanner? I mean, what did you go with when you were voting on the first section of the bracket here?
Yeah, so I'm kind of with Nate on this. I didn't put nearly as much thought into it as Greg did. I didn't have like a whole system or list or anything. I tried. So first of all, I guess if you didn't say this yet already, Matt, I want to say also that what we're doing is we're looking strictly at the base versions of each card. So we're not looking at the parallels. We're not looking at the inserts. We're looking strictly at the base cards. So I tried to be as objective as possible by just looking at the base cards themselves, almost as if I were looking at them for the first time. And some of these matchups were like really easy. A lot of them were not. They weren't anywhere near easy. So they were very difficult. And I filled these out really kind of with my 8-month-old on my lap. So Beckett's here like, whining and everything. I'm like, hang on, what's 95 emotion look like? Hearing some from the Tom C and go, oh, that's right. So I guess Beckett might have played a little bit into this as well for me here.
Nice. Awesome. Well, I think you guys have all shared what I've been thinking about going through this too. But what about you, Alan? I mean, when you were going through this, a lot of these, like you're saying, you're looking at for the first time. Was it all just visual appeal from the get-go, or what did you think about when you were deciding?
Well, I touched on it a little bit. I think for the 90s, for visual appeal, you have to see it sort of in a 3D environment. When I went on eBay to look at some of these cards, I could tell that I couldn't see the dimensions of the card or the shine. So I did my best, but actually you can see how popular some of these sets are. I couldn't find some of these sets being broken live on YouTube. So I had to go with the scans, did the best I could. In fact, there's only one set we're considering today that happened when I was actually still actively collecting cards, because I stopped in 94. So I have a strong bias for the only set here that I recognize from my collecting days. If I had my druthers, I'd probably push it further than almost anybody else would. But that's because I don't have the experience you guys have, which is having seen all of these almost released in real time. I can't even imagine what that must have been like back in the day at the LCS for a lot of you to walk in.
It was orgasmic.
I mean, in 1997, 1998, 1999, it would have been sick.
Well, I will be marking this video not meant for children after that comment.
Right? You can bleep them out, Yeah,
I couldn't get to it in time. All right, guys. Well, that's awesome. I'm really excited about this. And we want to just, keep in mind, we've got some time to play with, but let's try to – we're not going to spend, 20 minutes talking about some of these first matchups. We'd love to. I'm sure we could spend a whole show on just the first section of the bracket. But we got to keep it moving. So I'm going to show everybody at home what the bracket looks like. And if you want to screenshot it, do that so you can see what we're working with here. But here is the bracket that we came up with. So all you guys are able to see it, correct? Tanner, everybody? Okay, great.
Looking good.
I can see it.
All right.
Okay.
So this is what we're working with. Obviously, everyone can see. I gave some first round buys to some of the favorites. I think that's if you're looking at a bracket. And
hey, are you able to hit that magnify up on the top left?
On the top left, yes. No, I cannot. I can't go any further. That's just the search bar there, dude. I can go like this and zoom in if you want. So,
yeah, that's good.
Okay, good. So we're going to be looking at these all over here on the right. So on the right, so Prism. So we'll have, let me scroll up now, of course. So we've got Prism versus Bowman's Best, 99 Prism versus 95 Bowman's Best. We're going to do 95 Emotion versus 96 Topps Chrome. We'll do 98 Donruss Collections versus 99 Ovation. 96 Circa versus 96 XPX. And then we're going to move over here to 93 Finest versus 99 Onyx. I am really nervous about that. 96 EXL versus 98 Tech. Alan's nervous about that. 96 Select Certified. Remember, everyone, just the base. So don't think about any of the mirrors when you're thinking about this set, please. It's hard not to do it, but you can. And then 96 Aficionado. Shout out to Nate for getting that one in there. Glad you reminded me of that. And then 99 Flare Showcase versus 96 Tops Laser. So that is what we're looking at. So let's start in the top right, guys, and we're just going to work our way down. And as Greg and I mentioned, we'll start with a different person each time. That way, when it gets to the tiebreaker, it'll technically be somebody new every time. Does that make sense? Yep. So I'll start on this first round. So for 99 Prism versus 95 Bowman's Best, I voted for 99 Prism. How about you, Alan?
I voted for 99 Prism.
All right. Here we go. Somebody's got an example. Perfect. All right. Thank you, Alan. How about you, Tanner?
I have 95 Bowman's Best.
Okay. Nate?
And I went with 1999 Prism.
All right. Oh, Greg. What did you vote for, Greg?
95 Bowman Best.
All right. So that's why we have 5 people in here. So.
Great minds think alike, Tanner. You and me.
Yeah.
All right. So 99 Prism has won that. So let's go to, I'll let Alan start with this next one. So let me circle this so I know what actually won. All right, let's go down to 95 Emotion versus 96 Tops Chrome. Why don't you start with that one, Alan? What did you go with?
I went with the 96 Tops Chrome.
Tanner?
95 Emotion.
Nate?
I went with 96 Tops Chrome.
Yeah, that's right.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Nate's favorite set of all time, right? How about you, Greg?
95 Emotion.
Oh, man. So this is why we have a tiebreaker. Nate, I'm sorry. I know you're going to have tears, but I mean, 95 Emotion have a lot of emotion tied into that card. I love that design. Here we go. No, that's 90. That's 96, bro. Grab that 95. We actually showed it in the very first episode of our podcast. You showed the 10. So, oh, you're good. There we go. So Greg's going to show. Yeah. Love those cards.
Each person has like a specific phrase. It says studying.
That's right.
And
all right.
That's what won it for me, by the way. Is I was like, okay, I know Nate really likes the 96 Tops Chrome.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the golf ball dimples he always talks about. I'm like, yeah, he's pretty right on about this. And I was like, some of those phrases are kind of goofball, kind of goofy. And I look up the Conseco and it says power. I go, that's it. 95 Emotion, baby.
That's right.
They got it.
So that was a tough one for you, I take it, Tanner.
Well, and the thing I want everybody to realize too, again, the reason why we're just doing the base cards. Yeah, here we go.
The
Nate.
dimples.
If we were voting on the parallels, I mean, Emotion wouldn't be on there. First of all, and second of all, the Top Scrum Refractor would dominate. So
yeah, absolutely,
that's a no-brainer.
Yeah, look at those dimples though, the golf ball dimples. Oh man, just so beautiful.
I love some dimples.
Love it. It does add dimension to the card.
That's the first time I've seen that set. Actually, I had to compare it to the Emotion that I saw getting broken on YouTube, and I didn't realize they came out of these fancy boxes, individual boxes, right? Instead
like
of
the Flare,
kind of the way Flare did.
Yeah.
So that makes a difference. Like I thought the design for me, to my eye, having never experienced it, seemed a little simplistic, but I understand where the emotion comes from when you have a set like that. That's so luxurious looking when you
power.
That's right. Shout out to my pops. He sent me 6 packs of those for Christmas in 90 and 95 at the end of 95, and I opened those for Christmas. They're hockey cards, by the way. It was one of the last hockey cards I ever opened. So those were fun. It'd be fun to go back and get another box of those and open it again. But, all right, let's keep moving down the bracket. So we're looking at 98 Donruss Collections and 99 Ovation. And if anybody knows either of those, 98 Donruss Collections have really cool surface technology on it. and they were kind of a parallel base set to all the other. There you go, Alan. There to all the other Donruss sets. So, all right. So I'll show yours in just a minute here, Nate. So this is 98 collections, and there were 5 different variants. Am I correct on that? Everyone, 5 different variants.
4 or 5.
Well, yeah, I mean, what collections did is they took all the Donruss brands and then they put some of the highlights from that set into like a chrome version of the other, of the other sets.
And there's the 99 Ovation, which, designed just like a baseball, has a baseball feel. This is going to be a tough one, man. It's going to be a tough one. All right, we're going to start with Tanner on this. Tanner, what did you go with?
99 Ovation for sure.
Okay. Nate?
I went with 99 Ovation.
Gregory?
I don't like that. Donruss collection was my choice.
All right. Well, I voted for 99 Ovation. Sorry. That's done deal. But what about you, Alan? What did you end up going with?
I also voted for 99 Ovation.
Y'all were
Now,
Wow.
Hey, but again, you look at the parallels of those two sets, man, collections is by far the best. But the base card,
Oh yeah.
yeah, I mean, that's a no-brainer again. All right, so 99 Ovation is the winner there. Let's move down. This might be, I don't know, this might be one of the easiest ones, but I put the set in there, I think, because when 96 Circa came out, it was, oh man, do I have my Joey Cora here? Anybody got a 96 Circa base card on them? There you go. Thank you, Alan. Coming through as usual. There's the 96 base card. I remember this design just like popping to me when I went into the LCS. I got the whole Mariners team set the year it came out.
So I remember walking to the LCS, and the Circa came in like a box. It came in like some box type card, like when you opened it. And I remember opening these cards thinking these are like some fancy cards. And I loved that set personally. Like it was one of my, I remember this like vivid conversations with my buddy who collected Ray Ordonez. And we would talk about Circa and how awesome it was. And so that set has like a huge part of my heart.
Tanner, do you or Nate have a copy of the 96 SPX base card on you?
Damn.
Yes, he does.
Nice.
All right.
I just learned that this is going to make the bracket like 10 minutes ago. I was still stuck on the 98 SPX.
Right.
And I mean, that's kind of an ugly card if you ask me. This 96 SPX,
Yeah.
hologram 90s goodness.
Holla,
Yeah.
holla, 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 Graham.
Nice. I should put my glasses back on for that one.
I know.
All right. So, there you go, Greg. Want to show off your Timmy? That's right. I can't believe I still don't have a copy of this card. I guess it's one of those base cards you're like, I'll pick it up some other time. But, yeah. All right, guys. So, let's go. We're going to start with Tanner on this one. Tanner, what did you go with?
You know what I went with. 96
Sorry.
SPX.
Did I go with Tanner last time? I screwed up, didn't I?
Wait,
You get
okay.
to-
I take it
Well,
back.
we already know what Tanner's going to
All
go
right.
with.
It's a mystery.
My bad.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, 96 XPX. Sorry, I was supposed to start with Nate. What about you, Nate? What'd you go with?
I went with 96 SPX as well.
How about you, buddy? What about you, Greg?
As much as I love Circa SPX, I bought way more packs and I was blown away by their design. So sorry, Circa. It's not for me, dog.
Sweep.
Yeah, I did 96 XPX as well. And Circa, I have a lot of love for that set, just like Greg. But I mean, you can't beat that full-on hologram. What about you, Alan?
I was the one who begged for a late entry of this set, so you know I'm going with 96 SPX.
All right, first sweep of the bracket.
Wow.
The star next to that.
And what's cool about that 96 SPX is it's a die cut base card with that hologram. It uses like 3 technologies, and the backs are really nice looking on it as well. So,
I mean, I would say like that round kind of feels like the Super Bowl to me. The Kansas City Chiefs, they're a solid team, you know, like really good, elite, I would say almost. But when it comes down to it, they might get smashed 5-0.
Alan, I'm a Seahawks fan, and I'm going to let you have your moment, so I'm not saying a word. All right, so we're going to move
You
over
guys
to the
know I'm a
left.
Niner fan too.
Yeah.
We're gonna move over to the. That's right. We're gonna move over to the left side of the bracket, and we're gonna start with Nate this time. We're looking at 96 Topps Laser. If anybody has a copy of that, please show it. Against, oh man, this is gonna be tough. 99 Flair Showcase. This is gonna be a bit of a tough one, I think. So, all right, Tanner's got them both. So let's go ahead and show them off. We've got.
Okay, so for me it was easy because 99 wasn't the first year of Showcase, so I went with 96 Topps Laser, and that's like the only base set that uses that laser technology in the base card. And just so people know, that's not die cut. They actually use laser to inscribe all that in there. They used a laser. That's why it was called Topps Laser. So it was not die cut.
All right. Hey, thanks for explaining that too. I mean, unfortunately for me, A-Rod's not in any top stuff until 98. So I think I've seen one card. So I have no clue what these look like in person. I have no clue. That's right, Greg. So we're going with Nate. Now, Greg next. What did you go for, Greg?
I went with the lasers.
You went with the lasers as well. Oh man, that's what's so tough for me. But I have to go with my opinion. I mean, every Showcase card is just like a thing of beauty. So I am the first to vote for 99 Showcase on this one. Alan?
I went with Topps Laser.
All right.
I saw a scan of it. I think we don't have an example of it, but the cards between 49 and 64 and 113 to 128, I think Greg Maddox is one of them, has that flaming laser look, which is incredible. I wish.
You know, Alan, they actually did Topps buyback. And so, like, Maddox autograph, the Curler one.
Seriously.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna show after Tanner's vote. Did you vote for laser as well, Tanner?
I did not. I voted for Showcase.
See.
Ooh, that was close.
All right, I was not expecting that. All right, so real quick for everyone, I'm going to update that, but let me show you the Greg Maddox that he's talking about because I almost need to go pick up an example of this just to have it. There it is, right there.
Yeah.
There's the Greg Maddox.
I think I might have that card in my collection.
Signed it.
Well, that'll be good, Nate, because you can show it when we get back to it versus I'm not going to say what set it is yet because that's going to be.
I'll have to go dig it up. I have to go dig it up, but I'm pretty sure I have it.
That's okay. All right, so 96 Topps Laser is the winner, 3-2. All right, let's move on to the next one. We're going to start with Greg on this one. We've got 1996 Pinnacle Aficionado versus 96 Select Certified base card. Everybody got that? I'm just kidding.
I mean, this was a slam. This is a slam dunk for me.
Yep.
Aficionado dominates this round. They have the freaking holographic picture image on the right. Select Certified is great, but they don't compare to Aficionado.
All right. So that's 1 for Aficionado. That's 2 for Aficionado for me. I mean, the Select Certified base card and the Artist Proofs are exactly the same. I mean, it's a cool looking card, nice little chrome finish, but I mean, yeah, didn't do anything for me. Aficionado all the way. What about you, Alan?
Does anybody have an example of either of these cards?
I have the Artist Proof, but I didn't want to yank it out because I think that little holographic Artist Proof logo kind of.
I got it right there.
All right.
Because I was just going off scans and I went for 96 Select Certified, but I have no idea really. There were not good scans of either card. It was hard to see.
Tanner, do you have a certified base of Jose?
Yeah. And grab that real quick here,
just so everybody can see it. So, Alan, you voted for certified. So
yeah, I reserve the right though to change it if I actually see what they look like.
Okay, all right. So here's the certified.
Okay, it's shiny and silver-ish.
Yeah, see if you can get the mirror kind of reflection of my fingers there.
Yes, I see that.
That's kind of what we're looking at here. Never mind the awful picture of Jose there, but you know.
Yeah, no, they could. That was the best they could do.
Looks like he's running to the bathroom.
We lost Nate.
Awesome.
We lost Nate.
Oh no.
No.
That's right. He'll be back in, and he won't be able to hear somebody, I'm sure. And then
This is the artist proof, by the way.
okay, but I mean, the only difference between the artist proof and the base is the little logo in the
This
bottom.
right here is the only difference.
Got it. Yeah.
But I mean, look at that.
Yeah. That's a powerful argument for sure. But I think I'm going to just stick with what I went for before. 96.
Okay.
Certified.
Let's real quick before anybody else says anything. Let's all do a sound check for Nate so we can make sure he hears everybody.
I can't hear Alan.
Oh boy.
You'll never guess. Of all people, to my phone, I got a phone call from my ex-wife, and
No.
she totally like
Oh, I'm so
screwed
sorry.
everything up for me.
Worst timing.
Can't talk right now. I'm on a baseball card podcast. God.
So Nate, what we'll do is we'll get your vote and then do the same thing you did last time. Just bounce out completely and then come back and you should be fine. We're voting on aficionado versus certified. So Greg and I said aficionado. Alan said certified. What about you, Tanner?
I voted initially for select certified. I don't know. I'm going to stick with it. But it's kind of regrettably so almost because it's more of a timeless design. But this is like, certainly it's dated, but it's 90s, but that's like a good thing to me. So no, I'm going to go with aficionado. That's
What about you, Nate? What are you going with on this one?
And mine is a vote for select certified.
Wow.
And ironically, aficionado is probably my least favorite base design from the 90s. So that was a vote against aficionado and not so much for 96 select certified.
Man, like,
But that's how we got five of us,
hair.
right? We all got different opinions.
yeah, definitely. All right, Nate, I'm gonna make that entry into the bracket. Let's try to get you out and back real quick, and then we'll do a sound check. Make sure you're good to go so you can hear Alan.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll wait for you. All right.
I knew I could count on you, Tanner.
Yeah. I'm having a hard
so
time with that, though. I still am. I'm looking like, wait, was Nate right? I don't know. Yeah.
No, he's not right.
Well,
That's
they're like a wood grain card too, man. So like
There's
that.
so much going on with aficionado. Like, it blows select certified out of the water.
Yeah. I like that. It's got like the 90s, everything 90s about it. So that is cool. Yeah.
Right.
You made the right choice, Tanner. I love you.
Thank you. And I love you.
Wow, man, I'm getting all emotional right now.
What happened next round when aficionado's up against 97 Flair could be a bloodbath.
That's I think that's a done deal already. But anyways, while we're waiting for Tanner, I do want to say what's up to all 13 people that are in here watching. We've got, I'll just shout all these people out real quick that have commented. Think Blue, he's in here. She blinded me with refractors. Coolest name ever. We've got 4-leaf cards. Who else there? Griffey 16, Stoff, statistical standouts, Dritz, and a MK Tangler. I wonder who that is. Oh yeah, she's a buddy of mine from Arizona. So she's joining to watch as well. So anyways, let's move on. We've got, oh boy, Alan's favorite. This is Alan's favorite part of the bracket right here. We got 98 Tech versus 96 EXL, and I got a card for this. I get to finally show one off. This is 96 EXL. Let me do
Look at all the, it's got so much going on.
It's a layered card. Just want to let everybody know that. We've got
What's it say? What's it say?
It says grit or gritty.
Gritty. You know
Because
what mine says?
What does yours say?
It says rifle.
So
Is that his
I'm
arm?
curious now.
yeah,
Is
this
that
was-
his piercing
this was-
looks?
oh, piercing looks. No, that's us, Alan. But
His piercing good looks.
that's right. Oh man, my camera doesn't want to look at me. My piercing good looks aren't helping me out. But this was the continuation of Emotion. So we went from Emotion to EXL, which has this border, and it's a 2-layered card. So there you go. Does anybody have an example of the 98 Tech? I think I know somebody who does.
Nah, nobody does.
Got to represent for those tech out there. I mean, there's an entire
Oh.
Facebook group dedicated
Is
to
that
this.
the diffractor or the?
This is
No,
just
that's
the
a regular one. That's
Oh.
a base one.
I don't know.
The back, I love the backs of these cards, though, man. The backs of those cards are sick.
How many of those? 700?
What's that?
Are there 700 base cards for the bomb?
Yeah, I mean
90.
90, right? 90
Oh,
times.
there's 90.
90 patterns.
Close, actually.
All right, before we all vote, Tanner, or excuse me, Nate, are you good to go? Can you hear all of us?
Yes, I can.
Okay, well, text your ex-wife and say no more phone calls till we're done with the podcast, and then we should be good. I'm kidding. All right, here we go. So let's start. Where did I go last time? Are we back to me starting? I think so.
Yes, sir.
All right. This was the easy choice for me because I loved these cards before I stopped collecting, and that is 96 EXL. How about you, Alan?
This was an easy slam dunk choice for me. Couldn't have been easier. It's the 98 Tech.
This one's going to stir up some emotions in this group of guys here, I can tell. All right, so 1-1 so far. Tanner, what about you?
Okay, so you know the last one, how he's like, I don't know which one. That's not the case here, guys. 98 Tech is just way better.
Agree.
Oh, I love you, Tanner.
Well, that was past. Now we're moving on, Greg. So what about you, Nate? What'd you go with?
Well, you know, the 96 EXL had cool technologies, but the 98 Tech, hands down. I mean, refractor finish on both sides. How can you top that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize what a bunch of busters we were dealing with.
Hey, I'm in your corner now.
These are
dude.
base cards. 98
Wait,
Tech is
who
so
won?
sweet that Greg said, "Is
98
that
Tech.
the is that the diffractor?" No, it's the base card.
Yep.
No, there's 90 million of them.
And they're all beautiful.
All right, yeah.
A minute, though, so, you know.
So, Greg, do you even want me to let you cast your vote on this, or should we just move
I
on?
was 96 EXL.
Figured. All right, so 3-2 for Tech. Tech wins on that one, 98 Tech. And cross out my bracket. I'm going to update it both here, 98 Tech. All right, so we're going to move on. This is going to be a tough one I think for this group of people, but I mean, easy choice for me. But does anybody have a 93 Finest base card? We're going 93 Finest versus 99 Ionics. All right, Greg's got his 93 Finest base. All right, man, look at that design. That's pretty. Is that the refractor, Greg, or did you grab straight up base there?
Base.
That's
Okay,
base.
All
The
right.
first cards with chrome technology.
Yep.
Look at that. Alan's got himself a Sandberg there. I'm sure Tanner's got a base card of Jose, or you probably don't have it on hand there, do you?
Oh, yeah, well, since he's pulled a 9 through 5 now, I kind of abandoned the advantage.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and I will represent one of my favorite all-time sets from the 90s, and that's 99 Ionics, this base card for me. Hopefully I can capture everything that it does. So we've got this kind of layered stuff going on here, or kind of not layered, but it's texturized. Got a picture down here in the corner. Etched. Thank you, Nate. And I remember opening a pack of this and pulling the Griffey base card when I was a kid, and I freaked out. It was awesome. But I absolutely love this design.
I went
So
to.
I gotta say, Matt, that set was like perfect for the Mariners color scheme.
Yes, it was.
Mm.
Yes, it was.
The way
So I'm a
that, just the way that it looked.
I went to Arizona Diamondbacks training camp because I was a huge Travis Lee fan. And I went to a bunch of card shops, and they had obviously 99 Ionics, and I opened a ton of those. And I loved opening those packs. I had a lot of fun opening those.
Well, I'm a little bit nervous for this. This could be an interesting one. So we're going to start with Rice Bonds, Montana DeYoung. Alan, what are you going with on this matchup, dude?
All right, I foreshadowed this. This is the only set that I grew up with. For me, it's iconic. It's the only one I have any kind of memories of. So it was an easy decision for me, 93 Finest.
Okay. All right. Hey, we have an extra voter now. If we get
Yeah,
stuck. Perfect.
Hey.
All
This
right,
is Jackson.
Tanner, what about you, dude? What are you going with?
Yeah, so this is probably one that was a little more emotional for me because when it comes to these two different types of cards, you have 93 Finest, which in many ways it kind of started a lot of it's like the grandfather of 90s cards, basically of this type. It was the only real high end, I mean, aside from SP, I guess, back then, 99, it was just kind of like in the sea of different types of cards. So for me, 93 Finest all the way.
Okay. Nate?
And this one, I did have to put a little bit of thought into it. My first thought when I was thinking about it is 99 Ionics, but ultimately I had to go with 93 Finest for so many reasons. I won't go into it because we don't have time, but yes, 93 Finest is what I went with.
Okay. And Greg, what about you?
93 Finest.
I'm sorry this can't be a sweep for you guys, but I got to represent my favorite set from the 90s, my favorite base card set, one of them, and that's Ionics. But I figured it wouldn't win. So I agree with you guys. If I had an A-Rod in my hand, and it would be ridiculous. It would be an easy vote, but I don't. So 93 Finest. So we are now done with the first round matchups. So I've got it typed in here. I'm going to screen share for everyone so they can see how we're doing. Alan, you good to go there, dude?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, great. So let's get this going. So everybody take a look here. This is what we're looking at. And of course, come on now. Let me go up. So this is the bracket. So if anybody at home is somehow keeping up with us and screenshot this and want to update it, this is what we're looking at. So I don't have the ability to just cross some of these off. I could do that if I had more time, but that's what we're looking at. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 8 more matchups left, or 8 matchups in the next round. So this should be fun. You guys ready?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
You have to realize right now we're going to have to make a spur of the moment decision because some of the things that I had chosen are not here.
Yep.
So
Same.
now I have to decide between 2 new choices.
And that's how the bracket, I guess that's the beauty of the bracket, right?
That's what I was hoping when I came up with the idea and ran it by you, Greg. I was really excited to only vote on the first round because I wanted this to be kind of fresh right off the right off the podcast here, as we're just thinking about it right off the top of our heads and not overthinking it too much. So this is gonna be a fun one. I have to admit, some of these base cards are like some of the only base cards I have stored away in top loaders and perfect fits up in my A-Rod bin. So hopefully some of you guys have some of the first round buy base cards. I do not have any of those in my binder here. So
Are we going through this whole thing tonight?
we'll make it. Yeah, we will.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I hope. Are you going to be able to do that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to bail on y'all, so I'll be here. Sure.
All right, let's do it, guys. So we can keep it going. I mean, I know we could spend time talking about these, but let's start back on the right again. All right. So I combined 96 and 97 Fleer metal because they were so similar. But we're going 96, 97 Fleer metal versus 99 Prism now. And so this is going to be a tough one. So everybody, unless I can go grab my Joey Cora, but does anybody have a 96 or 97 Fleer metal card off the top of their head right now? I have a 97 Fleer metal, but not a 96. So I will show the 97.
Okay.
Here is the 97 A-Rod. Here's 97 A-Rod. Let me see if
Okay,
it's bigger.
gotcha.
So there's 97 Fleer metal. And of course, this was the year that Marvel was the 2 years that Marvel was in the base cards. And then Greg's got the 96. Yes. All right. So very similar base card design. I mean, the only difference, the texture is kind of the same. It's really just a continuation of the 96 set. So we've got that versus 99 Prism. So we're going to start with Tanner on this one. Tanner, what are you going for on this one?
So I'm going to flip flop. I'm going to go for 99 Prism.
Okay. 99 Prism. How about you, Nate?
I am going to go with 99 Prism.
Oh, man. All right, Greg.
We're with the metal, baby. Metal.
I mean, this is a slam dunk. This is the easiest slam dunk of the night for me, and that is 96 and 97 Fleer metal. So, Alan, you get to be the tiebreaker, dude. No pressure.
Wow. For a moment there, I was thinking, God, this is going to be a tough decision. I hope I'm not the tiebreaker.
You shouldn't have thought of that.
Oh, dude. Okay, I'm gonna go with my initial feeling. the Prism, 99 Prism.
Oh, man, I cannot believe Clear Metal got knocked out already.
Oh, that's
Wow.
funny.
I've seen too many cool parallels. I know you're supposed to divorce it from the consideration, but I've seen too many cool parallels that Nate showed long ago, and I associate it with this card, so I have to go with it.
Can you show that again?
I don't even know what the bonds looks like for the other set, so I think that feeds into it.
That's all right. Hey, and that's why we're doing this, and I'm sure there's going to be
those base cards are beautiful.
Right. I mean, they are incredible. And that's why I kind of threw those two up against each other. I mean, I had a feeling that Prism was going to win, and I knew it was going to be a tough call. But in my heart, Metal has won the whole bracket already, so whatever. No, I'm kidding. All right, so now we're going to move on to 95 Emotion and 98 Metal Universe. And everybody needs to remember, do not think about PMG at all. Don't think about it. We're looking at this card. Uh-oh. Greg, you doing okay there, dude?
Yeah.
All right. We're doing the base card design. This is 98 Metal right here. Ooh. So they kind of changed up the textured background. They still did kind of a comic book background, but then they got the picture of the player down in the corner there. So that's what we're going with. All right. So we're going to start with Nate. What do you think here, Nate?
Well, this one's pretty easy for me, even though it's got to be the 98 Metal Universe. That set is unbelievable. And one of my favorite cards of base cards all time is a Barry Bonds 98 Metal Universe with the Golden Gate Bridge in the background.
Okay. How about you, Greg?
Slam dunk for me, 98 Metal Universe.
Same here. So, yeah. I'm voting for Metal Universe as well, 98 Metal Universe. I love Emotion, but, man, that 98 set, it's incredible. I have the whole base set. Love it. What about you, Alan?
Chrome and Metal would have been a closer call, but it's definitely 98 Metal for me. Easy decision.
All right. And what about you, Tanner? Are we 5-0 in this thing?
Yeah, sweep. It's 98 Metal for sure.
All right, 98 Metal. Well, at least one Metal set made it on. Whew. All right. Sweet. So I'll type that one in. 98 Metal. All right. Moving down the bracket. I definitely have an example of these. So we're looking at 98 and 99 Topps Gold Label. These are very, very almost identical sets. That's why we combine those versus 99 Ovation. So we're looking at the class 1 of these sets. So I have I believe this is the 99. Yeah, I have the 99 Gold Label here. Does anybody have the 98? Just so we can show how similar they are. No? I'll show the 99 real quick while you're waiting. If anybody doesn't, okay. We're gonna wait. Greg's gonna go 98 first, and then we'll show the difference. Man, these cards are so beautiful.
No,
right.
I got the 99.
No 98.
Okay, no 90. All right. Sorry. Man, I thought I had one. So, Nate, there's the 99. Yep. Class 1. There you go. So I don't need to show the A-Rod. Nate already showed it. So the 98s and the 99s look identical. I mean, there's very little differences. So the team logo's in the back. You got the player fielding, player hitting, and they've got a refractor finish to them. We're looking at that versus the 99 Ovation, which was the card that has a baseball finish.
It's got the texture, the baseball texture.
There it is. Yep. So Nate's going to show that again. There's the Griffey. All right. This is going to be a tough one. All right, Greg, starting with you, dude. 99 Ovation or 98/99 Gold Label?
I didn't vote for Ovation then, and I'm not going to vote for Ovation now. Gold Label all the way. They got the refractor finish, which wins me over almost always. The team logos, each class is like a different picture variation. Gold Label knocks it out of the park.
Okay. That's 2 votes for Gold Label. I absolutely adore those base cards, man. They are incredible. What about you, Alan?
Oh, I'm the contrarian. I was thinking, man, I'm really going back and forth between these two. I also love a refractor finish. For the Gold Labels, that dark finish look really messes with my eyes. So I'm gonna say 99 Ovation. See what happens.
Okay. All right. How about you, Tanner? Are we tying this thing up 2-2?
gold label all the way.
Okay. And Nate, what about you?
Well, my vote is the Ovation, the embossing around, with the baseball stitching. Love it. The only reason I love gold label, but there's no etching, even though it uses that refractor shine. No etching.
Well, I mean, you got to look at the nameplate for the player, though. That's pretty darn sweet. You know what I mean? It's raised up off the card. It's got a gold finish. It's not etched, but I feel like it gives it some texture, and as well as the label itself kind of stands out.
I got no problem with gold label. Don't get me wrong. That's a beautiful set.
Well, Ovation, I mean, that's not – all these cards are absolutely incredible. Ovation, I think it was tough not putting the 2000 set in there, but I think the 99 set for Ovation is definitely better. And then Greg, we started with you, so that's a 4-1 on that one. Yeah. 98, 99 gold label. Moving on to the next round. All right, 98, 99 gold label. All right, good. Let's move on to this one. This one might be harder than people think. We're looking at 96 SPX and 99 EX Century. Does anybody have the EX Century? Okay, good. All right, see if you can show off the layering on that card, Tanner. There you go.
Now, there's a couple of things I want to point out here. So first of all, we have like this beautiful acetate for sure. Second of all, you see that there's actual different layering on the card. And third, and probably almost most important, is it's this right here is all refractor finish as well as the name. And I'd like to get to shine for y'all, but for some reason the shine isn't working. Oh, there we go. Maybe a little bit.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, and this is a base card. This could easily go as like a several $100 parallel if it were like a 1 of 1 or something. So,
and then Greg, go ahead and show off that SPX that you got, so we see what we're going up against here. And Greg did get the old light going for us. There we go. All right, this is going to be tricky. Okay, we're going to start with myself on this one. Beautiful. All right. I mean, I know how awesome SPX is. I've seen the cards many times on scans and now on video, but 98, 99 EX Century is my choice for this one. What about you, Alan?
I have a question for Tanner. Is that one sheet of plastic, or is it that's embossed, or is there like a layer of paper on it like the year before?
So it's actually a separate layer. So if you take a look at this, the actual player and the swoop is actually raised on top of the card. Mm-hmm. So now all this holographic work right here, this actually feels like it's part of the acetate instead. So it gives it like a nice 3D holographic kind of look and feel to it. So it's very well done.
Oh, man, I love both cards. I love both of these. This is a tough one for me. The toughest one so far, but I'm going to go with 96 SPX.
Okay, we 1-1 so far. Tanner?
Oh, gosh. EX Century. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What about you, Nate?
I got to go with the 99 EX Century. I mean, anytime you get that base card in your hand, it doesn't feel like a base card. It feels like a high-end insert. I mean, the card is absolutely incredible. So hands down, 99 EX Century.
What about you, Greg? This
is a tough one because I love it. 96 SPX. But those 99, this is more of a struggle for me than most of the other ones we've dealt with. I would have to say 96 SPX.
All right, well, it was closer than we thought. 99 EX Century wins 3-2, though, and I thought that was going to be a 5-0. I really did. I mean, that EX Century, that is, again, I mentioned this a lot of times. We're not looking at the essential credentials, even though that's our podcast. We're not looking at any of those, just the base card, and those base cards are incredible. I mean, they when you're looking through a dollar box, you stop at that card. So I'm going to write that in here, 99 EX Century. All right, guys, so we're done with the right side of the bracket. We got 4 of our Elite 8 done. So we're going to move over to the left side, and we're going – I really hope somebody's got a copy of this because mine is also in my A-Rod bin. We got 97 EX 2000 versus 96 Topps Laser. This might be closer than people might think, but maybe not. All right, so Alan, you've got the base card of Cal Ripken there. Go ahead and describe that to us and to the people that maybe have never seen that card.
Okay, as you can see, it's see-through, so there's a layer of acetate pinned between, it looks like 2 sheets of cardboard, and that gives the little effect with the clouds behind his silhouette. And it is also kind of shiny. I don't know if you can pick up the shine.
Yeah,
at all.
we're picking it up. Yep.
So I'll show the back as well.
Awesome.
Yep.
All right. And it looks like Nate took off so he could go get that Greg Maddox, didn't he?
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I see if it's in here. I might have put it somewhere else. Oh, I grabbed the wrong binder. I'm an idiot. All right,
It's all
never
good.
mind.
Who had the Topps laser for showing off? Did we end up putting it away? Somebody had one, I thought.
I might have one over here. You want me to grab it real quick, or
Just for a refresher, if you can. If it takes more than a minute, then don't worry about it. But
let me see if I have one here.
Hi, Greg.
I can't believe I grabbed the wrong binder.
Oh, it's not like you don't have more than 2 binders in your card room, Nate.
I think me and Tanner were talking once, and the essential credentials of 97 could be the base, and the base could be the essential credentials, and I think it would be a better.
I agree.
Me too.
I agree with that wholeheartedly. I think the base cards are absolutely incredible, man. I mean, they really are. But I don't want to say my vote yet because I believe we're starting with, let me think here. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going to start with Greg on this one, right?
Are we ready? Or
I think Tanner's just looking for that base card. Did you find it, Tanner?
Yeah, I can't find it. I guess I had a parallel or an insert of it.
All right, everybody think about Topps laser in your heads. I think we all saw how unique those cards are. They really are something else to look at in person for sure. So, all right, we're going to start with Greg. 97 EX 2000 or 96 Topps laser?
I love laser. I love lasers. But 97 EX is the way to go.
That's 2 votes for EX. Definitely voting for EX. What about you, Alan?
Landslide, probably. Going for the EX as well.
Tanner? Yeah, it's a hey.
Absolutely.
All right, are we looking at our second sweep of the bracket here, Nate?
Nope, I'm gonna go with 96 laser. Only because I'm not a tiebreaker vote.
Oh, okay. All right. Nice. All right, we're not going for our second clean sweep. Right, so 97.
I love those laser cards.
I do too.
All right, 96 EX wins. We're going on to the 96 aficionado versus 97 flare. And my base card is up in the A-Rod bin. I have a foil version and a non-foil version that somehow came from a trash can and ended up in my collection. Shout out to Joe for that. So I have both of those, but I cannot get to them quickly. So does anybody have a 97 flare base card? We're thinking of row 2 here, the row 3. Oh, shoot. Nate, what the heck just happened, dude?
Oh, I'm on. I just
Okay.
I gotta plug my phone in because the battery's dying.
All right.
So, but I'm still on with you guys. My phone just dropped, so I'll be right back.
Row 3 or row 2, Greg?
Row 1 and row 2.
Okay. Yeah, row 0. We can't throw the row 0 in there, man. That's too much of a parallel. I feel like we're not looking at that. I was out of here, dude.
Half of everyone's gone.
I know, what the heck. We can't vote.
No.
Give a couple shout outs while we're waiting. Andy Burkhead is in here. He's a big advocate for some of these cards. We had to talk about it. Yankee Highlander, I believe that is Christian, if I'm correct.
Christian.
Yeah. Welcome. And then we've got from the last show that we did, we've got Mariner Collector in here, and we hope that he gets better soon. He's been in the hospital for a few days, so get well soon, buddy. And then and then Ray is in here as well. I collect Ichiro. So, all right, Alan and Nate, we good to go here?
Yeah.
So we're voting on, 96 Aficionado and 97 Flare. We're going to start with, I think it goes back to me here. So, yeah, I'm going with 97 Flare on this one. What about you, Alan?
I would have voted to put 93 or 94 Flare in this bracket because those are the ones that I grew up with. But this is a continuation of a set that I loved when I was a kid. So, 97 Flare, easy for me.
Okay. Tanner?
Interesting. That's kind of just like what Alan said. I was going to tell y'all, I apologize for not being able to have any input in the actual bracket part. I've just been like crazy busy. If I did, I would have said 93 Flare myself. I mean, that's just a ridiculously awesome set. And because 97 is a continuation of it, yeah, I'm going 97 Flare.
Right. And again, I want to say before Nate and Greg say anything, when I was looking at this and getting input, I thought about like the pinnacle of where Flare got. Now, don't get me wrong. The 94 Flare set is absolutely beautiful, and it deserves an honorable mention in this bracket for sure if we would have expanded it out further. But I felt like 97 Flare is, just with that refractor finish, is the most visually stunning set of all of them. So that's why.
Good point.
What about you, Nate? What are you going with here?
Oh, no brainer. 97 Flare.
Greg? This is about to be sweet, but I know he's
My bracket.
Yeah.
I would say 97 Flare.
All right, there's our second sweep. 97 Flare. All right, so we've got 97 Flare 5-0.
Did 97 EX sweep also?
So 97 EX. No, because Nate.
Laser. Okay.
Our only sweeps are the 97 Flare and the 96 SPX over Circa. That's it so far.
Okay.
All right. So now we're moving on to the last two before we get to our Elite Eight. So we've got, oh man, and this is going to be a fun one. 98 and 99 Revolution. Of course, those are my two favorite Pacific sets of all time. They are both stored away because they're incredibly beautiful. Somebody please tell me they've got I have the parallel, which looks exactly the same minus the stamp I can grab of 99 Revolution. Does anybody have a 98 Revolution base card floating around?
Let's see if I can grab one real quick here. Somebody else can faster, by all means, go ahead.
I'm not in my man cave. That's the problem. So I can't just pull cards out.
Okay. So is this it here?
That's 98. Good. So we'll go with that for 98. So there's the 90. Try to get that sparkle in there if you can.
Hey. So the last podcast we did actually had this light. So maybe.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, nice. Okay.
Let's see if I can do it.
Those are beautiful cards.
Oh gosh.
There you go. Yeah, nice.
It's got a nice sparkle to it. So I'll be honest with you. I didn't even know which one you're talking about until I just pulled it out of the binder. So I've got to sit on this now. Who are we going against with this?
And then I'm going to show the 99 real quick. Hopefully my camera will grab it. Now this is the premiere date, and the only difference is there's a premiere date stamp. So the colors, everything exactly the same as the base card. So see if I can show that off a little bit. I don't have my light on, but that is the 99 design. I'm definitely not doing it justice. I don't have my light hooked up today. So anyway, that and your card, Nate, versus Tanner versus Alan's favorite set, 98 Tech. This is gonna break my heart, I think. All right, so let's do it. We're gonna start with Alan. Let me guess, Alan. What's your vote?
No, I wanted to be last so I could change it depending on where the vote was going because I have no idea.
All right. You want me to start with Tanner then, so you can be last?
Yeah, sure. Let me think about it.
All right. So Tanner, we're gonna start with you. Are you going with 98, 99 Revolution, or are you going with 98 Tech?
Shoot.
Hard one.
If Tech were if that were the only year of Tech or whatever, it might have been different. But since they've done it over and over and over again with the same technology, I'm going to go with Revolution.
Okay. Yep. What about you, Nate?
I'm going 98 Tech.
All right, Greg.
Well, both of these sets are garbage. And
let me guess, Tim Stanman is not in either Revolution set, is he?
If I have to pick between what I hate least, it would be Revolution.
All right. Well, Alan, I'm going to break your heart, man, because I think you already know what I'm voting for, dude. And that's Revolution. I adore that set so much. I mean, we opened it. Shout out to our live from the national video. We opened a box live on camera, and those base cards, man, they are ridiculous. They are incredible. And so I'm going 98, 99 Revolution. Those are amazing. And so, Alan, now that you get to be last, what's your vote?
I'm going to go with the cool kids and say 90. Not to say that Nate isn't cool, but I'm going to go with the majority and say that 98, 99 Revolution is the.
Wow. I was not expecting that.
Only because I don't know if anybody else has noticed this on 98 Tech, but I feel like the registration of the actual photographs of the players aren't that good. They're kind of fuzzy. I don't know if it's a result of the actual technology used, but that's what kind of did it for me.
Okay. All right. So 98, 99 Revolution moves on. Now we're looking at 93 Finest. Ooh, this is going to be a really tricky one, fellas. 93 Finest versus 98 EX. So, Greg, I know you've got a 98 EX standing by. Can somebody else show again the 93 Finest if you've got one real quick? And we'll I'll be typing this up right here. 90, 98, 99 Revolution. All right.
And we need a 98 EX, did you say? Or is Greg getting it?
Greg's grabbing it. So Alan's
EX 2001.
Right.
2001.
Don't have one, Greg, on hand? Oh, man. Oh, we definitely need to find one. It might take me a minute to find mine, but I have an example. It's stored up in my AROB. I know you have one, Tanner.
Is this it?
Yes. Okay. There we go. So Tanner, again, this is very similar to the 99 set in a way, isn't it?
Yeah, I would say I like the 99 set heaps better. So I feel like this is a good link to get to the 99. Oh, there you go. That's a much better shot of it. So
yeah. So Alan, we've got a 2-layered card there on top, or there's a layer on top of the acetate, correct?
Yeah, there's a layer of cardboard on top of the acetate, where the foil is over here, and then the picture of the player.
All right. I got to give a shout out to this card too. This was the first EX card I ever owned in my collection as a kid. So this one holds a special place in my heart for sure. But because we started with Tanner, now we're going to go back and start with Alan. So what's your vote here, bud?
Geez, these are two of my favorites as well, but I'm gonna go with what I know and stick with 93 Finest because it's a classic.
All right. And Tanner?
I'm going to go with 93 Finest also.
How about you, Nate?
You know what? 93 Finest. That's changed everything, and those cards are beautiful.
Okay, Greg?
93 Finest.
There's not going to be a sweep in here. 90 EX, baby. Not going to happen. Nope. Sorry, guys. I can't do it.
That's actually a pretty tough vote, actually. But
yeah, it really is.
But there are a lot of EX representation here, and Finest is just so revolutionary.
Right.
Yeah, revolution.
Hey, nice one. Nate, I have to show this because Christian put this up. Can you see this comment there, Nate, what he said?
That's
right.
I do love the shine, that's for sure.
Right.
But the tech has shine, too.
And then Andy said this, and he's right. You know, Finest is where it all began. So he nailed that.
Absolutely.
All right. So we're down to our Elite 8. So I'm going to show this off. I'm going to screen share it, and we're going to get going here. So click 50 times to get a screen share going on here. All right. So here's the Elite 8. I'll say them out loud so everybody at home listening, maybe not watching, can follow along. We've got 99 Prism versus 98 Metal. We've got 98/99 Gold Label versus 99 EX Century. We've got 97 EX versus 97 Flare, and 98/99 Revolution versus 93 Finest. This is going to be tough. So there we go. All right, fellas, it's time to pick our final 4. Are you ready?
All right. Let's do it.
All right, let's do it. So we're going to start. We've been going to the top right. We'll keep working our way through. We're gonna start with Nate. Nate, are you going with 99 Prism or 98 Flare Metal?
Oh man, this is such a tough matchup, but
Make the right decision.
oh man, you know what? Guys, because this is a base card, I gotta go. I'm going with the shine. I'm going 99 Prism.
Okay.
But it's tough not to do metal, but I'm going 99 Prism.
I mean, can I just say before anybody else votes, I feel like 96 Metal should be here and 96, 97 instead of 98.
Let it go, Matt.
But that's the way the brackets broke down.
I know. Well, I kind of threw them in. I wanted the matchups to be tough. I did not see that coming in. I did not see Prism winning that, but it did. And that's what the fun thing about this podcast is. There was going to be some upsets like Alan wanted there to be. So, all right, we're going to go to you next, Greg. What are you going for?
I love 98 Metal more than most base cards. Each card does something completely different. The Prism is shiny, cool, but the 98 Metal, each base and background does something completely different, and it's specific to the player.
I'm with you, dude. I'm with you. I'm also going with 98 Metal. So that's 2-1. Alan, what are you going with?
I'm going with Prism.
Oh, Tanner, the pressure is on, sir. Is it 99 Prism or 98 Metal?
Am I the tiebreaker?
You are the tiebreaker.
You are.
Yes. Okay, so I don't know, guys. Definitely the 99 Prism. Absolutely.
Oh,
I would definitely win.
wow. I cannot believe that. Alan, you wanted an upset, dude. And
Cinderella.
it happened.
That's what I was saying.
Kidding. This is our what was the 13 that got into the tournament a while ago? I mean, wow.
This is like a 24 seed.
That's right. This is who beat what the heck, Virginia a couple years back. Who was that? The 16 seed. Y'all remember that? It was some team nobody heard of that beat Virginia in the tournament. Anyways, this is definitely a surprise. All right. 99 Prisms moving on. All right, we're going to start with Greg on this next one. Are you going with 98.99 Gold Label, Greg, or 99 EX Century?
That's a tough one. I think I would go with 99 EX on this.
I am also going to go with 99 EX Century. I love Gold Label. They're fantastic cards, but man, everything about 99 EX Century, the base cards look like they should be super expensive and some kind of an insert or parallel. And so 99 EX Century, same. What about you, Alan?
I have a sneaking suspicion if I ever saw one in real life that I would love it. So I'm going to go with 99 EX Century.
All right, Tanner.
No contests whatsoever. It's the EX Century. I mean, no contest.
All right. And what about you, Nate?
Well, we got another sweep.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
All right. All righty. 99 EX Century it is in the final four. All right. We're moving over to the left side of the bracket. We've got, man, this might be the toughest one out of all these matchups, I think, and that is 97 EX 2000 versus 97 Flare. So did I start with you last time, Greg? I did, right?
Did.
Oh, I am really struggling with this one. I mean, there's the EX versus the Flare. All right, I'm gonna start it off. 97 EX, that the layered with the cloud background and the players cut out in the middle. That puts it over the top. Although the 97 Flare base card is a thing of beauty. 97 EX for me. What about you, Alan?
Same. I like it. I mean, if it were 93 Flare, I think the emotions would probably overcome just the eyeball test. But this is just too many things going on and not too busy. It's a beautiful card.
Okay, that's 2 for 97 EX. What about you, Tanner?
Again, super easy 97 EX.
All right, Nate.
Well, 97 EX is one of those cards where the base card, and a lot of people have talked about it. You guys mentioned it earlier, looks better than the parallels. It's got to be the 97 EX.
Okay, and are we going for a sweep here, Greg?
It's a sweep. 97 EX.
Wow.
2 sweeps in the Elite 8 round. Look at that. All right. So 97 X 2001 or 2000, excuse me, X 2000. All right. And our final Elite Eight matchup is Greg's all-time favorite base card, 98-99 Revolution versus 93 Finest. And there's no way a sweep's happening on this one. But we're going to start with Alan. I have a really strong – I could bet $100. I know your answer on this.
Yeah, I mean, I have to go with – if I were an alien and then I came down from outer space and never seen either of these cards before, I actually might vote for Revolution. But there's just too much going on with this card in terms of history and my relationship with it. So it's 93 Finest.
All right. How about you, Tanner?
93 Finest all the way.
Nate?
I already know who's going to win this
Yeah.
bracket because I'm going 93 Finest.
Greg, same with you?
Yeah, I'm glad you guys see the light.
Come on now, man. All you guys love that card to death.
Revolution is like tech, so 93 Finest is
It
clear.
is not like tech in any way, dude. There's not like a 60 variations. I mean, and it's tough for me. I mean, this is if I had the Griffey base card in front of me, which I don't know how expensive that is, but maybe I would be able to be swayed. But I mean, I can't let a sweep happen here. I'm a Pacific guy. I love Revolution, so there's no sweep. But 93 Finest moves on. Oh man, this is it. We're down to our final four, everyone. We're down to our final four. EX 2000 against 93 Finest. Oof, man. All right.
Boy.
So I think I know what our championship round is going to be. I think I already see it.
Oh, yeah. I think I figured that out quite a while ago here myself.
Yeah,
you see it unfolding, huh?
I mean,
I had 98 medal winning.
Did you?
wow.
I did because I love it so much, and you guys should too.
I cannot believe Prism won, Greg. I was with you, man. I thought 96 Flair medal was going all the way, but shame on me. I guess I should have put Prism against Chrome or something. But anyways, so here's the final four bracket. Just kind of update everybody what we're looking at. We've got 99 Prism versus 99 EX, and we've got 97 EX 2000 versus 93 Finest, and this is EX Century, by the way. Just doesn't fit. So, here we go, fellas. All right, am I starting with Tanner? I believe, right?
Yeah. Okay. So here's the 99 EX Century again. Now, I do want to clear up one thing personally. Now, for me, anyways, this card right here is the one that I think is like way better than the parallels. The parallels could go for hundreds of dollars. This card right here blows the doors off of the parallels, in my opinion, because of the acetate and everything and all this. Now, one other thing I do want to mention for this card as well is that this quite possibly might be the only base card that I've ever featured on one of my little video clips that y'all see that I pimp out on Facebook and Twitter. And it probably got some of the most likes I've ever seen for a card. So yeah, this is definitely the way to go for me.
All right, Alan, can you do me one more favor? You really do a great job of showing that Prism card off. You got that Bonds Prism in front of you?
Yeah.
On there, Nate's showing a card off. There's the Vlad.
There you go.
And then that's it. Alan, you also got that real good rainbow shine as well on that Bonds. There it is. So there's the Vlad. Here's the Bonds. And it looks even different than the Vlad. That is wowza. I'm falling in love with that base card more and more. I don't have one. I might need to get one after this bracket. But all right, so Tanner, you voted for 99 EX Century. So
100%, yeah.
What about you, Nate?
You know what? As much as I like the Prism, there's just anytime you see a 99 EX Century, you got to do a double take. So I'm going to go with the 99 EX Century. As much as it pains me not to vote for the Prism.
Yeah, they're nice for sure.
I'm just happy a Pacific card made it into the Final Four, man. Heck yeah. What about you, Greg?
I don't like Prism. 99 EX. The way to go.
And
Pacific hater.
Pacific.
Specifically.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, slam dunk. This is probably the easiest vote of the entire bracket. If it was 96 and 97 Metal Universe, this would probably be the toughest vote of the entire thing for me. But since it didn't make it, 99 EX Century all the way, 100%. What about you, Alan?
I have a feeling I need to see this card in person. So I love acetate. I can't even believe that some of these non-acetate cards made it as far as they did. So I'm going to go with the 99 EX Century.
All right.
Yep.
Let me sweep on this one. So one of our finalists, 99 EX Century. And we are going to the other side of the bracket. And we are starting with, which I feel like this is fitting because you've talked about these cards a lot. And so, Nate, we're looking at 97 EX 2000 versus, do you want to show that again, Nate? I think, there you go. Versus that right there, 93 Finest. So, Nate, what's your vote?
You know what? I got to go with 1993 Finest. I mean, all day long. To me, it's a tough choice, but now that I made it, I'm comfortable and happy with my choice. So 93 Finest.
Okay. Greg, look at Greg smiling, and he's got that big old grin on. What are you going with, Greg?
I was wondering, like, I thought Nate might be a tiebreaker. I love 93 Finest, but 97 just does too much to pass it over. So 97 is my winner.
Ooh, I'm surprised. Okay, so 1-1 EX and Finest. I mean, everybody knows what I'm going to vote for here. 97 EX. So much for me as a base card. It's incredible. So 97 EX for me. Tanner, are you feeling nervous? Because I think I know what Alan's going to vote for. All right. What about you, Alan? What are you going with?
Oh man, this is really tough. Flip a coin. I already know what Tanner is going to vote for, I think. So I don't want to let that influence what I'm going to say, but I'm going to go with 93.
All right. It's 2-2. It's 2-2, Tanner. Man, if Tanner's going to get any hate, it's coming from this vote right here, potentially, right? No, I'm just kidding, man. You're good.
Okay. So I realized that I can make a vote right now, and I know which one that I could cast in order to make my prediction for the whole thing win. Okay. And it'll be a slam dunk. Like, I can seriously seal my fate right now. I will not, though. I will stay true to my heart on this and to you guys as well. And that is the 97.
All right. It's 97 EX 2000. It wins 3-2.
That was a close one. 93 plays a big part.
I was totally wrong. I thought Tanner was going 93 for sure.
That was probably the biggest decision of the whole year for me, and it might continue to be down the road as well.
That's right.
Oh, wow.
All right.
So it's a battle of the EXs.
And I just want to throw out, one of the EXs was my choice to win the whole thing. So this will be incredibly tough. So here it is. Here's our finalists. We got 99 EX Century versus 97 EX 2000. So, all right. This is going to be fun, guys. All right. Well, we get to start with, let me think here. I think we get to start with the guy that did the tiebreaker on the last one, and that's going to be, right? Start with Tanner on this one.
All right.
I got that right. Or no, are we starting with Alan? I can't remember. Who are we starting with on this one?
I don't remember.
All right, we'll start with Tanner. So Alan can be the tiebreaker potentially for the championship. This will be fun.
Okay. So
all right.
I sold the 99 EX hard last time. I do want to make one thing clear about the 97. I actually like the parallel of the 97 better than the base. The 99, I love the base way better than any parallels. So for me personally, they're both beautiful cards, but I just don't see how anyone can ever vote for another base card other than this for the best one. My personal opinion. So anyways, I am absolutely going with this beauty right here.
Okay, so that's one vote for 99EX Century. What about you, Nate?
I gotta go 99 EX Century as well, just because, like I said 3 or 4 times, every time I see one of those base cards, I gotta do a double take, and I pretty much always pick them up if it's a player I collect.
Awesome. How about you, Greg?
I like that 99, but 97, I cannot. There's no better card than that. So 97, yeah.
Well, I'm going to make things interesting here, and I'm going to let Alan go next.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, this is not a fair fight. I got one more question for Tanner. In the 99, is the whole thing made of one sheet of plastic, or is it plastic glued on plastic?
I'm sorry, say that again?
Is it one sheet of acetate, or is it 2 sheets of acetate, or a sheet of acetate and a sheet of cardboard? When you know how the picture kind of comes out of the card, how does
I think the top sheet is actually it's very glossy, so it doesn't have a papery feel, though it might be. And I will say this as well, is that portion of it is actually refractory. Like anytime I do this, I can't show you what it actually looks like, with the shine. This whole thing just like it lights up. I mean, it glows. So it's very well done.
It's not a fair fight because I think if I held both in my hand, I'd probably go for 99, but I've only seen the 97 and it's beautiful. I can't see the other card very well in the scan, so I'm going 97.
All right. Well, yeah, I mean, it's a really tough vote, but for all the reasons that have been mentioned, when you see the 99, man, it's a double take card. The 97 is incredibly beautiful, but the 99, you just do a double take. And for me, from the beginning of making this bracket, the 99EX Century base card was the best design, hands down, of any card I've ever seen. So 99EX Century, that's a tiebreaker. That is the champ. 99EX Century.
I'll show you all this. This is what I wrote down. Very beginning.
Yeah, look at that.
So I knew it. I've been saying this for years, guys. Like this base card is like just heads and tails above everything else. And I knew that this is what the final was going to be, is the 97 versus the 99. But had me a little nervous there for a while. Like a couple of y'all voting on the 97. It is beautiful though, so I don't blame you one bit. But the 99 is just awesome.
Did you know Matt was going to go for 99, or you had no idea?
I didn't tell anybody.
No clue.
You didn't suspect or anything, right? I had no idea either. Actually, it was a total surprise to me when you went for that one.
When this whole thing started, I thought that I thought that the 98 EX 2001 would be the winner, just because. But I was hoping it wouldn't be the winner, but I thought it was going to be the winner.
Well, the toughest thing I want to say about making this bracket is there was really no perfect way to do it. I thought about doing years, just 90s, 97, 98, 99, or 96, 97, 98, and 99, but I wanted to try to make some tougher matchups. And for me, too, making this 93 finest, I didn't suspect it would go that far. I thought we'd have a big 3 of the EXs would be up against 96 metal. That was my prediction from the get-go. Let me ask you guys, any surprises here besides 99 Prism? That one just completely shocked me. But are there any surprises that you saw here?
I didn't expect Prism going that far. So that was any of the Pacific cards I didn't see going very far. So that was surprising.
I think my surprise is mainly that we were going through the whole thing tonight. Like I thought we were just doing the first round. I'm glad we did the whole thing though. It was a blast.
And we kept it under an hour and a half. Well, I told Greg this, my big goal, and I hope they watch this episode, at least toward the end, is to have that Flair designer come on our podcast and share some of her insight on just some of these base card designs for baseball and some of the inserts designs. She was on, can somebody help me with the name of the podcast? Is it Cardboard Connections?
Yeah.
Cardboard Chronicles.
Chronicles.
Thank you. So he did a great job interviewing her, and she answered some of the questions that I've had with some of these cards. But he is more of a basketball guy, and so I want to focus on the baseball side of things, and there are some incredible cards, starting with the 99 EX Century. I would love to know how difficult of a design process that card went through, as well as the 98 and the 97 EXs, because they're layered. They've got the acetate in there. So that's the ultimate goal, is to have her on one of the next couple of episodes using this to springboard that and let her know, like, hey, you know, your card won the best base card design from our podcast.
Yeah.
Talk to you about it. So I hopefully that can happen. That would be so much fun to have her on here. And I'm really happy that card won, because that was kind of my goal, that if one of the EXs won, that I would use that to say, you know, hey, let's talk a little bit more about this, unpack it a bit. So, yeah.
Get
Sweet.
on.
That's right. Well, it'd be awesome. And I want to say to all you guys, thanks for making the first 5-man podcast go super smooth. It was really a joy to have some of my, you know, best collecting buddies on here all at the same time, and I thought it went really smooth. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was a good time for sure.
Yeah. I had a blast. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, definitely.
We always have a good time.
A lot of fun.
We're glad we could do such a fun episode for tonight. I think, you know, talking about base cards, not necessarily the most exciting thing in the world, but I think we turned this into something that was very unique and very fun. So I'm glad that we did it.
Well, then I think oh, go ahead, Nate. Go for it.
Oh, I just said it'll be interesting to see if the community starts making videos about base cards, because I would love to see other people's opinions on what their favorite base cards are, and hopefully we can all discover and enjoy the base cards, because I know I still do as a player collector. I love all of them. So
Back to the basics.
You know, for me,
Basic.
I actually was hoping that 96 XPX was going to win. I'm going to go out and buy some packs. That looks like such a fun break to me. You know, it's one part of pack. That's ridiculous. I've never even heard of such a thing before.
Right. That is a good point. There's a couple of these cards after this. I don't have a 99 Prism base. I don't have. There was a couple others in here of the base that I don't have that I need to go get now because of how amazing they looked in the video, but and the podcast. But I will say that, Nate, you gave me a perfect idea for our 300 subscriber contest when we get there. We are 7 away. We're at 293 right now. I think what we're going to do is tell us your favorite base card or your top 3 base cards or something like that, to see what other people end up voting for and see anybody else that puts out, you know, 93 Finest or 99 EX or 97 EX or so forth. It'll be really cool to see what people have to say on that, I think.
And the grand prize will be what, 200 base cards, or?
We're going to get as many Tim Salmon, A-Rod, Bonds, Jose, and Bonds base cards and just send them all to the winner.
Generous about that. Okay.
I love it.
right on. I got plenty of base cards, so
I'll get rid of my doubles.
That's right. That's right. Greg, you're just scooping them up all the time. You got to stop buying base cards and focus on the higher end inserts, you know?
You have a problem, sir. A big problem.
That's funny. All right, guys. Well, I'm trying to think of normally we do like pickups, but I know I'm just going off. I don't have anything in front of me other than there's a card that has not made an appearance as the best card design of all time. And I'm a little disappointed that we don't get to lay our eyes on that. Is anybody picking up on the hint that I'm dropping right now? Anybody?
yes.
Are we saving that for later? We're saving that for later. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Greg's like, I don't have time to dig for that. Sorry. Next time. But it will make an appearance in a future episode. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And now we know we can do another 5-man episode here in the future, and it'll work just fine. So again, oh yeah, Alan, we need to give your shout out. Oh yeah, that's a good.
Go
point.
Niners. Go
That's
Niners, baby.
Tanner, you got to sign off for us, Tanner.
All day.
All right. Are we ending this?
We're ending this, man. This is it.
All right,
Finale.
guys. Thank you, everybody, for watching the Essential Credentials podcast. Let us know what you think about our votes, and we'd love to hear what you have to say as well. Good night.
Happy collecting.
Good night, everybody.